What are two key aspects of effective prayer? Well, we're going to talk about that tonight. This is Tom Kieran with the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness in San Diego, California, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Welcome back, guys. Got a great lesson here tonight for you. This follows on to our earlier lesson about prayer. We talked about how to pray to be sure that God hears us and that our prayers get answered. And really, one key thing that we talked about is getting in that idea of that you already have it, that you get in that state or that feeling of wishes fulfilled, or your wish is already fulfilled. The idea that you're already at the end, you already know. It's like it's like having seen a movie, you know the ending, and so you're happy. You know nothing can rattle you. Yes, you've already seen it, you know how it ends, but you're going to enjoy it anyway. Well, this is the idea, guys. How do we do it? Let's just revisit that. To pray, to make sure our prayers get answered, we've got to assume to be that which we desire. The idea is getting in that feeling place of being that which we desire. If it's money, for example, we've got to feel abundance. We've got to be abundant. It's getting in that feeling and being place. We talked about this. If it's romance or a companion you want in your life, a love you want in your life, you've got to be love. You've got to be loving. Yes, you've got to love. So this is the idea. If you want health, you've got to feel healthy. You've got to feel energetic. You've got to feel this idea. Abraham Hicks says frisky. You've got to feel this, and then you will attract health. This is the whole idea, guys. This is ineffective prayer, asking or begging God for that which you desire. One of the things that trips people up is that you're praying, begging, asking for something outside yourself, right? You're asking a God that is outside of you, that's not a part of you, that's separate. It's this whole idea. Really, it's the original sin, being separated, the separativeness, separation, right? We are one. We are one with that divinity. We are one with that consciousness. We're one with that infinite potential. We're one with that infinite mind, right? We're one with that matrix of all there is, was, or ever be. We are part of that. This idea of one consciousness, one divinity, that is God, right? God is the source, the creator, and we are part of that, right? We are a seed of God, a part of God, right? God's sons, right? A son of God. And so we are part of that consciousness. And unless we pull from that consciousness, we cannot attract to us that which we want. We've got to be conscious of what we want. We've got to live that. And we talked about the idea of wishes fulfilled earlier. The idea of the wish has already been granted. How would you feel? What would you do if the wish was already fulfilled, right? If it was money, you would feel abundant. So go right to abundance, right? Don't stay in a lackful place. If it's love, feel love. Don't feel like you're lacking love or you're alone. Go right to love. If it's health, feel energized, feel invincible. Go right to that, right? As opposed to feeling weak or wanting health. Right? This is the whole idea, guys, this one consciousness. Assume the consciousness of that which you desire. This is the idea, that one consciousness. You've got to become part of that and assume that. It's already created. It's already there. You've just got to attract it into your experience. So how do we do it? What are those two ingredients that I talked to at the beginning of the video? Get hooked on a feeling. That song, if you're ever hooked on a feeling. I love that song. And High on Believing. It's a great song, but it also is great for describing what Neville Goddard, remember we talked about Neville Goddard in our last video. This is a lot of the stuff that, this is a lot that I'm pulling here from Neville Goddard, and also Joseph Murphy, another one who wrote The Power of the Subconscious Mind. So I'll leave a link for both of those guys again in this video. Get hooked on that feeling and believe, and so really, guys, faith is feeling. Faith is equal to feeling. That is the key, right? So when you're feeling it, you have faith in your creation. You know it's coming because you're already it, right? You're already, right? Faith is the evidence. Faith is the evidence that you're already that creation. That's, guys, really, yeah? Faith, that's what faith is. It's the evidence of that which you want. When you have faith, you're not doubting. You're already it. So, and then Neville, in one of his books, he has many out there. We talked about prayer, the art of believing, and I'm still pulling a little bit from that book. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and more also, right? And greater works than these. This is what Jesus said. And you'll do what I did, or what I do, but even greater works. Right? Why would Jesus say that? He said we must be part of that, right? Part of that one divinity, that one consciousness. And so if we assume that we are one with that, right? Jesus said it, I and my Father are one. So he assumed he was one with that one source, with that one divinity, right? And faith equals feeling. He felt it. He had faith in it. He knew it. Yes? And then he went on to say, that, but the Father is greater than I. The idea that because we're spirit in a physical form, when we're in our physical form, that one source, that one divinity, God, the one creator, is greater than us in that way, right? We're one with him or her, but this was the idea. And the way Neville Goddard talks about it is the subconscious and the conscious mind. So meaning the subconscious is that divinity, is that invisible creation, and the conscious is our physicality, what we're conscious of being. So we've got to be conscious of what we are and tap into that, connect to that one consciousness. Faith is feeling. Live in that feeling. Have that faith of being what you want to be. And just remember, you attract that which you are conscious of being. This is, and what you're conscious of being is what you're feeling. This is really key, guys, right? Creation is all about the feeling. Sure, where do beliefs and thoughts and beliefs come into it? Remember, thoughts and beliefs are very similar. Beliefs are thoughts you just keep thinking, right? And those thoughts and beliefs create a feeling, right? And then you attract new thoughts based on that feeling. Remember, feeling is the creative power. We've got to get into that feeling state. We've got to be our creations to attract it to us. This is really key, right? Where do we trip up in prayer? Not praying for something that we want from a lackful state as if we don't have it. That's why our prayers don't get answered. Yes? You're praying to some force outside of you, God, or an outside force to give you what you want. You'll never get there. That's why the prayers don't get answered. You've got to be that feeling. You've got to have that faith. Faith is feeling. Feeling is faith. And be that which you want to be. Yes? Assume your wishes are already fulfilled. How would you feel? What would you do? That's the state you've got to hold and maintain. When you do that, then you become that and the creations come in because they're already there. And the reason you can have faith is because you already feel it. You already are it. This is amazing. Very powerful, guys. Wanted to share that with you. And so to add on to the powerful earlier video that we did on prayer, we're going to talk more about Neville Goddard. He wrote several books at your command. There's one that has all of his books in it. Usually his books are short, but very powerful. And of course, we talked a little bit about Joseph Murphy, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. When he says when Joseph Murphy says the power of the subconscious mind, we're talking about that God consciousness. That's what he's talking about, right? That one divinity. That's where the power is, right? Being out in the conscious physical reality, we can accomplish some things, but as I said many times, it's tiny compared to what we can accomplish when we reach in and become and get into that feeling place of that one consciousness, of that subconscious state. We'll talk more of how to access that, how to pray more, how to really tap into that divinity. More to come, guys. This is Tom Kieran with the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness in San Diego, California. Until next time, guys, this is where we help you level up and become a better or best version of yourself. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you never miss a video, and hit the like button. This helps us get our message out. Guys, more to come. This is Tom Kieran with Be Something Wonderful. See you soon.